Welcome back to our live and continuing coverage of the 2024 Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. As you take a look at the SAVOUGE Aesthetic Spin Doctors making their way inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center here in San Juan. This is the venue for our final game day of the preliminary round. And of course, they're facing a hot crisscross King Cruncher squad who are looking to end their elimination round with a bang as we set up our matchup between the King Crunchers and the Spin Doctors once again here on One Sports Plus and on Pilipinas Live. Thank you for joining us over on Signal TV. Tip De Bianco alongside my partner Jamie Lavidoria calling this match. And Jamie, just like that, we're down to the final game of the eliminations, but people are looking forward. This is somewhat a semifinals preview as well.
That's right, Dimple. Both teams are actually coming from a win, and they are also in the semifinals. But of course, you want to win this match before entering the semis to gain that boost of confidence.
You're right. Even though the rankings don't matter in the semifinals, as long as you're part of the top four, you want to end the elimination round with a win. So let's take a look at the team standings of how it looks like and how these two teams got here.
Well, it's going to be a heated battle in the semifinals with Signal, Crisscross, FEU, and SAVOUGE. They are in the semifinals, and just like what Dip mentioned, it actually doesn't matter what seed they are entering the semis, but of course, you want to end this preliminary round on a high.
Right, of course, as we mentioned, back to zero yung record pagdating ng semifinals, where of course we'll explain the format once again throughout the game. Just a refresher for our viewers, of course, for them to understand how it will be come the semifinals. Let's talk about the Crisscross King Crunchers in their last game, and they took care of business quickly, and it lasted in less than an hour of game for them.
That's right, 59 minutes against Chi Chi, and they did make a statement in that last game. They had 14 blocks in that game yet alone. We had Jude Garcia, Gian Glorioso, a lot of people stepping up in that last match.
Well, Jude Garcia, of course, 2024 Open Conference MVP, doing good. But before we talk about him, let's take a look at some of the numbers of how they dominated that game.
Take a look at the first set, 8-25, 13-25, and 7-25. And take a look at that as well, 14 blocks, 4 aces, and 47 spikes. We all know the Crisscross King Crunchers being that offensive team, but they did make a statement with the blocks with 14.
Right, so obviously an easy win for the King Crunchers. That time around, they will be tested tonight, though, as they face a stronger SAVOUGE Spin Doctor squad. Let's take a look at one of their top performers so far, and even better in his second conference with the Crisscross King Crunchers, Jude Garcia, always stellar.
That's right, Jude Garcia, one of many weapons for the Crisscross King Crunchers, and Ish Polveros and all the other setters rely on him to do the heavy lifting for their team. Take a look there, 140 points this entire conference, and do expect SAVOUGE to heavily guard him. Of course, he is one of the main targets as they enter this game.
Crazy numbers for Jude Garcia, 140 points in just 8 games.
Wow.
So that's a lot of numbers for the former FEU Tamaraw. Let's talk about the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors this time around. In their previous game, a much closer as compared to how Crisscross did in their last game, but they also took care of business in straight sets.
And this was a win that they needed before entering this game today against the Green Oilers. This was November 29th, and I heard them earlier in the dugout. The music was very loud, high spirits. You can feel that the vibe is much light compared to their previous matches. But first, we got to talk about their past game against DLSU. It lasted in 3 straight sets, 23-25, 27-29, and 18-25. So you can see the spikes were much improved compared to their last game in the previous games, but with 11 blocks, 3 aces, and they did have quite too many errors with 23 there, but I'm sure lessons have been learned with entering this game.
Now you see the numbers, you know that SAVOUGE is the real deal. This is a team that actually beat Signal earlier on in the tournament, so they can take on the stronger teams here in our tournament. Let's take a look at and talk about one of their top players, Shawi Caritativo. And you are a fan of Shawi, Megastar, and there's another star this time here in the Spikers Turf.
Yep, that's right. Shuren Caritativo is that open spiker here for SAVOUGE. She's also doing that heavy lifting for her squad, but also it's at the point of the conference when Crisscross King Crunchers have studied him well. But take a look here, the 89 points so far in this conference, and he will also be heavily guarded against the crisscross King Crunchers.
Paano ba babantayan? Kailangan balutin, no? Si Shawi.
Balutin mo,
Balutin
guys.
mo para hindi makascore. And speaking of the conversations here, let's bring in our courtside reporter, Bailey's Akot, joining us for our Pilipinas Live question. Go ahead, Bailey's.
Thank you, Dip and Jamie. It's always a fun time to hear from our fans. Join us in the conversation. Of course, we have a poll question ready for you guys. Our poll question is, which ace will push his team to the win? Again, which ace will push his team to the win? Use the hashtag #SpikerSturf2024. Please do follow us on Facebook and on Instagram as well. Join the conversation, guys. And our comment section up and ready for you guys. This is Crisscross versus SAVOUGE Aesthetics. Coming right up, we'll be right back.
We're back inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center in San Juan. Once again, this is our final game day of the elimination round. So we are not yet done because we still have the semifinals happening already this Wednesday, by the way. So we mentioned the teams that are part of the top four, but let's refresh the minds of our viewers. Jamie, kindly explain to us what will happen after this.
Well, this is the last day of the preliminary round. The top four teams entering the semifinals, and that is Signal, Crisscross, FU, and the SAVOUGE Aesthetics. Now, moving forward, we will have the semifinals, which is on Wednesday, also here at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. The semifinals is another single round robin, and a guest team will join the top four. So the top two teams will enter the championship series, and rank number 3 and number 4 will enter that battle for third. And then on December 15th will be the championship and battle for third as well.
So those are the dates that we are looking forward to marking on our calendar. It's time to begin this match as we send this to our venue announcer for the starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting our two national referees in charge for match number 45. The first referee is Mr. Erlindo Eusebio. And the second referee is Mr. Fernando Velarde. Introducing the starters of the Crisscross King Crunchers. Starting with their team captain, opposite spiker number 8, Isay Marasigan. Outside hitter number 1, Nico Almendras. Outside hitter number 5, Jude Garcia. Middle blocker number 7, Rex Intal. Center number 14, Ish Polvorosa. Middle blocker number 16, Gian Lorioso. And their starting libero is number 18, Philip Pepito. The head coach of the King Crunchers is Mr. Anusorn Tai Bundit. Presenting the starting lineup of the SAVOUGE Aesthetic Spin Doctors. Starting with their outside hitter number 1, Sherwin Caritativo. Middle blocker number 4, Giles Torres. Opposite spiker number 10, Norwell Sanama. Setter number 11, JC Narciso. Outside hitter number 18, Loisa Gamban. Middle blocker number 19, JD Diwa. And their starting libero is number 7, Jack Enon. The head coach of the Spin Doctors is Sidney Calderon.
Let's check out the starters for the crisscross King Crunchers. Marasigan, Glorioso, Almendras, Garcia, Intal, Polvorosa, and Pepito as their libero. Meanwhile, for the Spin Doctors, Sanama, Diwa, Caritativo, Gamban, Torres, Narciso, and Enon. As we welcome you once again inside the Philoil Eco Oil Center in San Juan for your 2024 Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. The last game on the last game day, and how SAVOUGE performed this invitational conference.
Yes.
This wasn't planned that this would be the final game, you know, but it sets us up for such a great one.
And we didn't also know how everything will turn out. Of course, SAVOUGE, they kind of had a shaky preliminary round. Of course, they did defeat the Signal HG Spikers, but you can see that I mentioned this earlier in the pregame, high spirits, and for Crisscross, they're coming from that landslide win against Chi last week.
So we begin this matchup for Crisscross. They've only had one loss, and we go to Glorioso immediately, but good dig by SAVOUGE. They set up a free ball. They transferred this time to Garcia, but kept alive. What a save by Shawi. Third try for Crisscross. And even though it went out, that was still good defense on the part of SAVOUGE.
Good exchanges between both squads. You can see that the defensive pattern of both teams were heavily studied, so do expect long rallies in this match.
Yeah. Crisscross only going down to Signal in the elimination round. Meanwhile, SAVOUGE was able to defeat the HD Spikers. However, they lost to FEU and Navy. First point for the Spin Doctors, courtesy of Diwa.
Diwa already going for that A quick attack early on. Quick offense we're seeing from SAVOUGE.
Well, Caritativo has been a revelation this conference.
Ooh.
That was Jude Garcia.
Ish Polvorosa giving him just one blocker in that sequence, targeting that corner pocket of Zone 5.
Glorioso has already had multiple Player of the Game awards.
The blocking on point for sure.
That one sent back by Rex Intal.
Rex Intal reading that A quick attack early on from Diwa here. No coverage for SAVOUGE.
2-point lead for the King Crunchers. That service of Glorioso was wide. Spin Doctors on their way to their first semifinals appearance in the Invitational Conference, and it only took them a year of joining the Spikers Turf and making it to the postseason.
You can see that they've improved so much from start to finish, and I keep saying about their demeanor on the court, they're smiling, and of course Coach Sidney being such a huge influence for them this conference.
Now you mentioned, you heard the music in their dugout?
Very loud.
Ano yung mga pinapakinggan nila?
They had the Wowie theme song. All the theme songs of those daily shows. Good vibes.
Oh, they're gonna treat this one as a show for sure. And a chance for them to take the lead. But that one was out.
Looking for a check ball.
But SAVOUGE will call for a challenge. And an admission on the part of CRISS, which means lead goes to the Spin Doctors for the first time in this game. Intal, not the cleanest of hits, but they will take it.
You know, this is the chemistry that they've mastered ever since college. You can see that Ish still utilizes Rex on that quick attack.
Tied game at 4-all. Marasigan will serve for the blue shirts. That's an ace.
It's a good spot from Eastside targeting zone 1 on the libero of SAVOUGE. Let's take a look at this replay.
Biglang nahulog.
Yep, it dropped right in front of him.
5-4. Oh, they go back to the same player. That is Sanama, who finally converts.
Sanama going for that back hook attack. A broken block coming from the crisscross king crunchers there.
Good serve there. Polvorosa goes to the running attack of Rex Intal.
A lot of weapons, of course, coming from the crisscross king crunchers, and one of them being Rex Intal going for his classic short slide.
Garcia, 140 points entering this game. That's going to be a violation for Torres.
Yep. Take a look at this replay here. Targeting zone 4, but going outside.
That's over-received.
Yep, overreaching for sure.
Yeah, Almendras
Yeah.
wanted to get rid of that ball immediately, but too eager that time.
See the replay here. Yes, that's definitely overreaching, of course. The setter is still in the air.
Six serving 7. It's Loisa Gamban on deck to serve. Ish will choose Almendras. Gamban pops it up. And Narciso tried to chase, but to no avail. And that brings us to our first technical timeout. CRISS up by 2.
This is the 2024 Spikers Turf Invitational Conference, and coming off a convincing 3-set win versus DLSU, cementing their Final Four spot are the SAVOUGE Aesthetic Spin Doctors. And I was able to talk to their team captain, Hero Ostriat, na kwento niya sa akin how important that win was for them, most especially gaining momentum into this match and the playoff. The team is looking real positive. I can attest to this, Dip, and Jamie can attest to the speakers blasting their favorite local afternoon show theme songs and even teleseries. Their spirits are high, but still they do show respect to CRISS, as Hero mentioned, their adjustments in terms of their defensive pattern, their first ball, and their blockings. At dagdag pa ni Hero, abangan daw natin yung pa-SAVOUGE nila sa laban na to. Back to you, Dip and Jamie.
Thank you, Baileys, for that report. Well, so far, they're keeping up and staying within step. Torres converting a point.
And if you notice the offensive Savage so far, it's not always with those power hits, but perfectly placing it on that window and the whole of defensive crisscross.
Hindi pa pinapakita lahat ng pa-SAVOUGE, sabi nga.
Yeah, they're saving it.
You have De Pedro pa on the bench. Austria hasn't seen action.
Yep.
And a lot of other players that could contend. Glorioso was checked. Dug up by Sanama. Yung atake na yun ni Marasigan. And he scores from defense to offense.
Yes. So far, so good for Savage here. Everything going in their favor, the defense, the offense, whereas crisscross, the defensive pattern for that back row is a bit shaky so far.
So back-to-back points for SAVOUGE Aesthetics to cut the lead down to a single point. Polvorosa tosses it to Almendras, who finds the corner.
I gotta give credit to Ish in that sequence. He is actually jumping with the middle blocker of crisscross, which is fooling the blocking of Savage, allowing the open spiker to have one block in that sequence.
Polvorosa waiting for his turn to serve. Has 3 excellent sets so far in this first half of set number 1. So players of crisscross just reminded to stay within the box, then their area. That one sent back by the King Crunchers.
Take a look at this replay. Perfect press on that block. In their last match, they did have 14 blocks against Chi-Chi last game.
Gano'n ba kahirap yun, Jamie, to stay in your area? I know you get excited as a player.
It's difficult, I have to say. I remember back in Ateneo, we would always get in trouble for that. We're jumping outside of the box. Sometimes we want to go on the court. And Coach Tai was our coach back in Ateneo, so I understand.
Right. We don't blame you, players, because I know you get excited
The
about
hype,
yeah.
yep.
At hindi naman din gano'n ata kalaki yung box. Meanwhile, Diwa gets a point. Lead down to 2 points. Polvorosa sets up Almendras, who has been active here in set number 1.
Doing the heavy lifting so far in this first set. Ish setting him up beautifully, giving him that hitting point in that sequence.
Three-point game. Oh, miscue for SAVOUGE. Crisscross will look to take advantage, and Glorioso puts it away.
It's a good set coming from Ish. Glorioso with that be-quick attack.
And back to their biggest lead of the game at 4. And Coach Sydney will call for time.
Anong nasa gitna siya dito galing. Sino yung ano bang play mo doon? Quick lang po. Quick. O, di dapat siya yung paunahin mo sa papasok. Ikaw maunang papasok. Okay, guys. Actually, ano naman kayang-kaya natin. Ang nangyayari lang sa atin, una, number 1, yung service natin wala masyadong diin. Kaya nakakapag sila. Number 2, execute lang natin ng maayos, receive lang tayo para makapag-set play.
It's a technical timeout, very specific timeout coming from Coach Sydney, explaining how the serves of her squad need to be much stronger and also better execution coming from their team.
Yeah, it was very clear, no, what you wanted to focus on.
Yes.
The service.
Very specific.
First and foremost.
Ooh.
And they respond well after that timeout.
And I like the timeout coming from Coach Sydney. The tone is very calm as well, and it reflects well on her team with that quick attack after that timeout.
10-13 is the score. Glorioso! Ooh. Wow!
Bounce ball on that back quick attack. We gotta see that replay. Yeah.
And to those who aren't familiar, because they probably haven't seen a lot of him before crisscross.
Yes.
His playing years with Ateneo cut short because of the pandemic. But that's what he can bring to the table. Meanwhile, Gamban We saw a lot of her for UP.
Yep.
And she scores on that point.
Being that lefty open spiker, not only helping in the points, but also being the leader too for SAVOUGE.
Good attack from Rexenthal.
Yep.
He has been efficient.
Yep. These are quick side outs coming from the crisscross king crunchers. The serves need to be a little bit more stronger, much stronger from SAVOUGE-ish. Not even moving in that setter's box.
4-point lead. Good first ball. It leads to the attack by Torres.
Yep. Another attack coming from Torres on that be quick offense. Perfect receive as well. Isai a bit too eager and early in that sequence.
Subs coming in for the Spin Doctors, and they want a full front line.
Yep.
Imperial will be the setter. De Pedro comes in for Sanama. They're only down by 3. Let's see what they do in this sequence. They go to Garcia. That is checked. Inangat ni Jude. Intal. Not sure what happened there. Everyone just watched the ball.
Oh, crisscross outside of the box over there, jumping from that rally.
There we go to the second technical timeout.
Tagal ko na sinasabi to nung rookie pa lang ako hanggang ngayon dala-dala ko to siguro. Siguro yung disiplina. Disiplina sa sarili kasi kahit saan ka pumunta, yun yung magiging baon mo. Ma-outside the court, inside the court, mapunta sa trabaho, bahay. Kailangan bit-bit mo pa rin yung disiplina.
Now we know discipline is key for Nico
Of
Almendras.
course, not just on the court, but of course outside of
Yeah,
volleyball.
look at what happened in this previous play. That was clearly inside on the line for Rex Intal. The easiest point of the game so far. SAVOUGE will look to respond. De Pedro. Good save by Pepito. Almendras. That is popped up by Enon, and it leads to a point for the Spin Doctors. Gamban delivers.
Team effort we're seeing in that sequence. Gamban going to that zone 6. I did mention this earlier. The defensive pattern of the crisscross king crunchers a bit shaky so far in this first set.
Back to a 3-point game. Polvorosa to Almendras. Check back. And back row hit from Garcia. But point is awarded to SAVOUGE.
But of course, crisscross will call for a challenge.
Or a ball in, ball out. It's funny because
Relax, you guys.
parang umamin agad si Jack.
Yes.
And his teammates are saying, ano ba?
Come on.
Nagmamadali ka eh. Di
Come
ba?
on.
You have to get them a challenge first.
You gotta let them challenge first. Come on.
Because crisscross actually challenged for a ball in, ball out.
Yep.
Right? So it could have gone to SAVOUGE anyway. Caritativo playing a bit of a limbo rock on that play. Torres, another one.
Yep. It's another a quick attack coming from Torres. Better reception so far coming from SAVOUGE.
Ish sets up Garcia. That is out. Too long,
Yep.
and back-to-back points for SAVOUGE Aesthetics.
A lack of wrist action coming from Jude in that back row attack.
Short serve for Torres. Oh, they knew where it would land,
Yep.
just couldn't get there in time.
Almost there for that defense. But good spot coming from Almendras going for that zone 5. Finding that open window in between that block.
Gamban picks it up. Caritativo targets cross court,
There's a
and
check
that's
ball. Yep.
a point.
I believe there's a check ball.
Starters will come back in for SAVOUGE Aesthetics, Sanama and Narciso. And Narciso did not see action in their last game, but they have a lot of players in their pool, so Coach Tai getting hit
Getting a touch
inadvertently.
on that block. Take a look at this replay. Yusai also did not play in their last match against Chichi as well. A lot of the starters actually didn't play in that last match.
Oh, pinabawi si Shawi.
Not today. Sherwin breaking that block of the crisscross King Crunchers. Lack of press coming from Gian.
Polvorosa goes to Glorioso with a hammer.
Oh my gosh. Another quick attack coming from Gian. Perfect receive as well. Ish is able to utilize his middle blockers because of the good receive coming from crisscross.
21 serving 17. And Narciso backsets.
Ooh.
And Sanama
my.
responds.
The vertical, the power, the placement. Sanama going for that zone 1.
Polvorosa goes middle. And Intal scores.
Going for that quick attack. Ish adding a lot of the middle blockers here for his offense.
At this point, SAVOUGE Aesthetics can't afford to just trade points.
Yes, yes. But you could see that the offense is spread out evenly from both squads. The wing spikers doing their job, but also the middle blockers stepping up.
Francis Sauda, Jewel Asia checking in at the latter part of set 1. Jewel will serve. They are up by 4 and are 3 points away from taking the opening set. Enon did not like his receive. A good thing his teammates scored.
Yep. Good placement from that back row attack. You can see the crisscross King Crunchers still having difficult time getting those easy balls. These are balls that you can control. Not about power, but placement.
Just a spin on that touch
Yep.
by Caritativo. Better reception.
Oof.
Down the line. It was out for Garcia.
Right, intention, good spot going down the line. There was no defense there coming from SAVOUGE, but a bit overcooked in that rally.
Down by just 2.
Ooh, outside.
Oh, crucial error on that
Yep.
serve.
crucial and also a bit rushed.
And Coach Sydney will use up their final timeout here in set 1.
Marami silang attacks kasi yung service kasi natin nare-receive kahit ng mga wings, nare-receive ng kahit sino kasi magaan. Pangalawa, 'di ba, pre-practice na natin yung float ball, 'di ba? So ngayon, sabi ko sa iyo kanina sa isugal mo, okay lang 'yon. Ako na nagsabi nun ni isugal kasi pagpasok na si Jude kanina 'di ba? Ang liit ng blocker natin, tapos bibigyan natin ng ganung kagaan na service. Talagang walang mangyayari sa atin. Anyway, 3 points lang yan, guys. Kung gustuhin natin, kayang-kaya natin.
So much needed side out from SAVOUGE. Coach Sydney highlighting the importance of service. Heavy serves are needed coming from her squad. So let's see how this first set will unfold.
And they stay optimistic, saying that they're only down by 3 points. Very manageable if they want it. Oh, that's an easy pickup for Pepito. Almendras, good save by Caritativo. And the point, the power tip from Torres.
Gotta give credit to Narciso for that back quick attack. Perfect digs we're seeing coming from SAVOUGE. But Torres going up every single time in this first set.
They cut the lead down to 2. Meanwhile, Crisscross just needs 2 points. Oh, that's in! It's an ace for Loisa Gamban, and the lead is down to a single point. Way inside, and it counts. Timeout for the King Crunchers.
Yes.
Wala po game. Kaya nagkabalik na sa game. Sorry ka.
I don't meet him.
Receive natin. Advantage tayo, receive back. Advantage tayo, receive.
Angat lang. Jewel, hingin mo ko sa yung bola. Mag-play ka, tapos kuha yung advantage ha.
Okay, let's go!
So crucial moments for both squads. 23 for Crisscross, 22 for SAVOUGE. Gamban with a timely ace for her squad.
Looking to do a repeat of that.
Yep.
Let's see if
Let's see.
she gets this other power-packed serve, but good pickup by Almendras. He goes up and scores.
Yep.
And he puts Crisscross at set point.
Almendras being one of the veteran spikers for Crisscross. And it's good to have him on the squad, someone who will end that side-out streak here coming from SAVOUGE.
Rex serving for the set. Oh, that is set back. Ricochets off of the head of Torres. Play continues. Caritativo is blocked. A solid denial coming from Glorioso to end set 1 and get it for the King Crunchers.
What a finish from this first set. Perfect press from that block. Gian Glorioso on a roll this first set.
Together with Francis Sauda putting up that wall. And Crisscross takes set number 1. Back inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center in San Juan for your Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. As we take a look at the highlights, Jamie, what did you see there in that first set? SAVOUGE almost got it at the end with that mini comeback, but CRISS prevailing in the end.
SAVOUGE, better improvement on the receive, but they need to serve much harder against the CRISS King Crunchers, even spread out for the offense. And Sanama with 5 points and Torres for SAVOUGE. But first, we got to talk about the set one stats here. 17 attacks from CRISS, 16 from SAVOUGE. So the disparity is not that far, but it was the 3 blocks from the CRISS King Crunchers. And what's not shown is the timing of the blocks, the timing of the aces, the timings of the breaks of that game, which allowed the CRISS King Crunchers to win that first set. Rexenthal with the most points so far with 6, followed by Marasigan with 4 points and Almendras with 5.
So those are your top scorers and the numbers from the first set. It was a close one, neck and neck. SAVOUGE Aesthetics, they were right there, just not allowing CRISS to pull away. I think the biggest margin was at 4 or 5.
Yep. And Ish Polvorosa was constantly feeding Nico the ball, which allowed them to score and gain that momentum. Broken blocks also coming from SAVOUGE in that set number 1.
So the Spin Doctors will make a few changes here in set 2. Hero Austria will make an appearance. Charlie Magpayo will also be there in the lineup. And the rest will stay. Meanwhile, for the King Crunchers, no changes. Well, the starters are back now.
Yep.
Well, once again, we thank you for joining us here on One Sports Plus and on Pilipinas Live. Dip Dipianto together with Jamie La Victoria and our courtside reporter Bailey's Akot, giving you the final game of the elimination round. Almendras gets us going here.
Good start for the CRISS King Crunchers. Almendras setting the pace and tone for his squad. Take a look at this replay. Perfect set coming from Ish and just breaking that block of SAVOUGE.
Ish now with 8 excellent sets. Imperial goes to Magpayo for his first point.
Magpayo also being that leader for SAVOUGE here. Known for his short running attacks here. Perfect receive as well coming from SAVOUGE.
Polvorosa. That's a high ball given up by Marasigan. High enough for them to catch, but met at the net by Glorioso.
What a block coming from Gian. And when the ball dropped, it's almost as if you can't even cover that block right in front of the 10-foot line.
Imperial back set, same play to Magpayo.
Yep.
So that's 2 out of 2 on their connection.
No change on that attack coming from Magpayo. Short slide yet again going in front of the 10-foot line.
Glorioso, this time Austria sends it back.
That's an easy read from the back quick of Gian. Close second set so far.
Polvorosa goes to Garcia and a big block by Sanama.
Not only a big block, but a solo block coming from Sanama. Jude Garcia could have gone a bit cross-court on that attack.
You know, with how Jude Garcia attacks, if you block him, you could put that on your resume.
Yes, definitely.
I won't be denied twice, but slowed down either way. Torres couldn't get it.
It's a challenge called by SAVOUGE on that B quick attack of Torres. The ball was too fast. It kind of looked inside to me.
I think you had a better look.
Yep. Got to double check.
Asking for a ball in or out on the attack by Giles Torres. Coach Sidney Calderon hoping that this goes into their favor, but
Yep. It's definitely outside.
they lose one challenge here in set 2. Tried it out early. A crisscross down by 1. Glorioso will be the one to serve. Imperial goes back to Torres. This time they convert.
It's the right strategy coming from the SAVOUGE. Torres going again with that B quick attack. Blocked a bit late coming from Rex.
Sanama with a serve. Austria given that gift just in time for December.
Yep. Very aggressive here at the net. Austria utilizing and taking advantage of that overpass coming from crisscross.
Oh, that is short for Sanama. But still, a 2-point lead for the Spin Doctors. Marasigan with the serve. Not the cleanest of connections there. Almendras will do it from the back.
Yep. Free ball coming from SAVOUGE. The crisscross King Crunchers taking advantage of that one. Good set coming from Ish.
Oh, way out.
Yep.
Bit hurried there as well.
Yep.
Captain of SAVOUGE Aesthetics, Hiro Austria, will be the one to serve. 7-5. Polvorosa looks at the other side. Intal couldn't get it. Caritativo popped up by Almendras. Here comes Jude. And Dionis couldn't control.
Too much power in that attack coming from Almendras. Ish Polvorosa having a lot of options here for his squad. Almendras already with 7 points.
Back row. Outside, too long, and we are tied at 7-all.
A bit underneath the ball as well in that sequence.
Sharp serve, but too long. And that will bring us to our first technical timeout with SAVOUGE Aesthetics up by 1.
Back inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center in San Juan City, the King Crunchers coming into this game as mindful but not demure at all. They look to gain momentum coming into the playoffs with a win streak, of course, and the league's first in scoring and in attacking. Jude Garcia mentions that the treatment of the team is not so different from the other match, talking about this one, and similar to his perspective na kahit sino yung kalaban, ready dapat sa bakbakan. Now, in terms of their preparation, they do have respect for SAVOUGE's defense. That's why they switch things up on offense, but really composure is the name of the game for them. During crunch time, they have a tendency to get rattled, to lose their focus, especially when closing sets out. Now they look to stay mindful, aggressive, and composed. Your thoughts, Dip and Jamie?
Thanks, Baileys, where they're looking like they are locked in.
Yep, definitely locked
After
in.
that set one, no? Not taking things lightly. That's what you want heading to the
Yes.
semifinals.
You want to enter the semifinals with a boost of confidence. And you can see also both squads are really stepping up to the plate.
Even though this is a non-bearing match,
Right,
technically,
right.
to just settle the standings, which again has no bearing when it comes
Right.
to the semifinals. Maybe the schedule lang, no, yung kung
Yes.
sino yung una maglalaban. But nonetheless, they are showing out. Point awarded to Chris Cross. That attack of Magpayo sent back. And the King Crunchers are back up by 1.
It's already 3 missed serves in this second set so far. Coach Ty does not like those.
Short serve. Polvorosa goes to Gian. A bit of hang time.
Also
Not
a
much
bit
he could do.
early,
Yeah.
a bit early for that running attack. Ish telling him to slow down, to calm down a bit too eager.
Even with his height, I think
Yeah.
he could do much.
Yep.
Nilipat kay Marasigan.
What an attack coming from Isai Marasigan. I believe that one was coming from the back row.
Deadlock at 10-all. And a better start for SAVOUGE.
Yep.
Earlier in the set 1, Chris Cross was dictating the pace of the game.
Oh my.
What a down-the-line hit by Sanama.
What an attack going down the line. Take a look at the location of his attack, finding that open seam in between Nico and the antenna. That small margin.
They get the lead back. Almendras will answer back.
Ish Polvorosa having a lot of weapons here for his squad. Nico Almendras. Take a look at this. Going for that cross-court attack.
Imperial sets up Austria. Hero was checked. Sanama wants it. Ready to go back. Nabitin lang.
Yep,
He knew what he wanted to do.
yep.
Just miscalculated.
Miscalculated, but right intention, going for that off-speed attack, trying to add variety to his attack.
Lead swings back to the King Crunchers. Binabawi.
Good smart play coming from Sanama. Just targeting the hands of Jude Garcia. Take a look at this replay here. Targeting his left hand.
12-all is the score. Marasigan. Naabot ni Magpayo. They bump it to Austria, but again, the denial by Gian Glorioso.
On point coming from Gian. They collected 14 blocks in their last match, but Gian doing his job as a middle blocker and taking care of the defense here, the net defense for Chris Cross. Good serve.
They go back to Hero.
I believe that's outside. Bit overcooked in that sequence coming from Austria. but they will call a challenge. So far, 6 blocks for Crisscross and only 2 coming from SAVOUGE. It's a net touch challenge.
Score is 13-12 in favor of the King Crunchers. Remember, SAVOUGE Aesthetics already lost a challenge early on in this set, so they need this.
Yep.
Net touch is what they are challenging.
Take a look here. Yep. Ooh. No. No net fault. It's a good challenge, though.
So no more challenges left for the Spin Doctors. Let's see how they will respond. Torres able to get that point.
It's a miscommunication coming from Isai and Ish Polverosa.
They needed that, so as Crisscross couldn't pull away. That clips the net. Then a double contact on Intal, who wasn't just ready for that ball. Because he was already setting up to attack.
Not ready for that one. Going for that double contact.
And you couldn't blame him because it's really tough when the serve happens to hit the net.
Exactly.
One hand set. Back with the blue shirts. Ish transfers to the right. The dive by Enon. Back row hit from Sanama.
I believe there's a stepping, maybe from that back row attack coming from Sanama. So let's see. Yep, a foot fault challenge.
They might have a case on that one.
It's a foot fault challenge called by Crisscross.
$14-all. Oh, that's very clear.
Very clear and clean.
So SAVOUGE will get the lead back at 15-14.
It's a very close second set.
Polverosa sets up Garcia.
Perfect receive, perfect set. And Jude Garcia finishing it off, going for that cross-court attack.
Another tied game at 15 apiece. Imperial goes to Austria. Ish. Back to Garcia. But this time it's out. And that brings us to our second technical timeout. Score is 16-15 in favor of SAVOUGE.
nga talaga siya actually yung time is gold. As a SK chairperson din this time and as a team captain din ng Team SAVOUGE, kailangan yung time ko hindi mabaliwala. So kailangan matuto kong i-manage yung time ko sobra para ma-handle ko yung pagiging as a chairman and as a team captain sa Team SAVOUGE.
Time is gold.
Anong say mo dun sa...
Noted.
Tama yun, no? Just nowadays, you have to manage your time, really know how to distribute it. Kumbaga, you reserve your energy for the right people.
Right.
And Hero Austria is doing just that. And while serving, diba?
Yes.
Serving in volleyball and serving...
In life.
Yes, as SK chair. Point for the King Crunchers.
Take a look at this replay here. Jude Garcia still targeting that broken block of SAVOUGE.
Ooh, there's a violation.
Crucial. Wrong rotation coming from Ish. These are the moments where you have to really shake it off.
Yeah. Towards the end part of a set. And SAVOUGE has been getting the lead in these exchanges. Oh! And Magpayo and Torres.
Yep. Very crucial because we're nearing the 20 mark of this second set here. The miscommunications, I mean, cannot happen, especially in the second set.
And those are two attackers, so they couldn't get to that hesitated chance for crisscross. Dion is able to get it.
Ooh.
Sanama. And
Is there a touch?
it's a point for SAVOUGE Aesthetics.
So there was a touch on that attack. Take a look at this replay here. On Nico Almendras.
One-point lead once again for the Spin Doctors. Polvorosa. Almendras had to ad-lib. Better look on the second attack, and what a save by Shawi Caritativo. Play continues, but Almendras takes care of it.
Yep, good efforts that we're seeing coming from SAVOUGE here. Beautiful exchanges, but take a look at this.
Wow.
Beautiful, huh? But of course, the point does go to the crisscross King Crunchers.
Imperial goes to Shawi, saved by Garcia.
Ooh, net. Little too eager. Point goes to SAVOUGE. It's a neck-and-neck battle we're seeing in this second set.
That is denied.
Oh, wow. No, this is the first combination play we're seeing from the crisscross King Crunchers, but it was easily read by SAVOUGE. Take a look at that, the block already up in that sequence. Sanama just reading that well.
Or they converged in one area.
Yep,
Parang sikip
one
nung-
zone,
yeah.
yep.
Made it easier for SAVOUGE
Yes.
to read that one. Saura is back on the floor. An important 2-point lead for the Spin Doctors. Back row from Garcia. This time it won't be saved.
We all know crisscross to be that offensive squad. I keep saying this, but Ish has a lot of options. Jude Garcia constantly fed the ball in these long rallies.
And an ace for Nico Almendras.
Perfect timing. that serve just dropping in front of SAVOUGE.
Just like that, we are tied at 20 all. Virtual race to 5 here in set 2. Imperial, tough set. And the errors right now are hurting SAVOUGE Aesthetics. They will call a timeout to regroup.
Okay, masyado pa mabilis yung receive. Pasok. Pasok. Okay, adjust tayo sa receive.
Yes, po.
Bigat, kausapin mo na si Sai. Kapag sa tingin mo na ano, iayos niyo yung pwesto. Okay, isa lang yan. Kunin natin to, side out lang natin. Side out niyan, sino yung ano, sino yung blockers doon. Tsaka yung doon kasi si Saura, hindi naman yan pumapatong eh. Ano lang tayo, sabi siya tayo sa blockings at tsaka dito. Ano na natin
Too many errors so far coming from SAVOUGE as we are nearing the end of this second set. Scrambling on the defense.
Yeah. They look disorganized in the past couple of sequences. Let's see if they will be able to answer. But still, that first ball they're having trouble with.
And that is what Coach Sydney just mentioned in the timeout. The receive to the setter is a bit too fast. Take a look here, another overpass. But Jude taking advantage of that overpass.
This is a 4-0 run for the King Crunchers. And another ace for Nico Almendras.
It's all smiles coming from the crisscross King Crunchers. Coach Sydney having to go for a sub here. Senyoron now in.
Oh, they look shell-shocked.
Yep.
Trying to understand what happened to their 2-point lead. Just disappeared. And it grew into this big advantage. Nico Almendras is serving well.
Back-to-back aces coming from Almendras. Look at that serve.
Set point for Crisscross.
Lumaban na walang pressure, bakit kayo nalulungkot? Non-bearing naman ito, pero hanggat kaya natin, lumaban tayo ng maayos. Huwag tayo magpabata-bata sa service nila. Receive tayo, practice na natin yan paulit ng paulit. Paulit-ulit na lang tayo nagpa-practice dyan eh.
Go guys!
Coach Sydney mentioning that, of course, this game we know has no bearing, but of course, she wants to see her squad step up here. The errors in the latter part of the second set, and also the aces, good serves coming from Almendras, who already has 14 points.
Getting comfy at the service line. He has been there for the last 6 points of Crisscross. SAVOUGE able to save one. Antonio will replace Magpayo at the service line. And you would expect for them to try and get some points. Here at the service line, let's see. But it has to be flawless from here on. It's through. Glorioso. Sinimplehan lang.
Yep. Nothing too flashy, just a basic be quick attack coming from Gian Glorioso. Beautiful execution to finish off this second set.
Skying high and getting the job done. Crisscross now up 2-0. Back inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center in San Juan for your Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. We take a look at the highlights of what happened in that second set. Jamie, your thoughts about that comeback win of Crisscross in set 2?
A smooth sailing for the Crisscross King Crunchers in that second set. I gotta give credit to their setter in Ish Polverosa, spreading out the offense evenly, but also good receive, allowing him to generate a simple plays for the middle blockers in Rex and Gian. But SAVOUGE, so far in that second set, they had those untimely errors in the latter part, but first attacks, set 2 stats here, 11 attacks for Crisscross and 10 for SAVOUGE. The disparity also not that far compared to set number 1. Same 3 blocks each, but it's also the untimely errors of the spin doctors in that second set. But let's see if lessons have been learned as they enter this third set. Crisscross having that momentum, gaining that momentum from those 2 aces in a row coming from Nico Almendras. That is kind of rare to see in men's volleyball, 2 aces in a row. So I'm sure they are on a high right now.
Those were huge for Nico Almendras. Meanwhile, Arena Plus astig sa sports. And sports action continues here on the first day of December. Just like that, the year 2024 is almost
so fast
over. At mapapa-reflect na naman tayo, Jamie, on the year that was.
The good year.
Yeah, it was a great year for sports. Lots of volleyball played. And the PVL here in the Spikers turf. Also today, cheer dance competition over at the UAAP happening. May mga tumbling din ba kaya dito here in set 3? Almendras. Picked up by Diones. Play continues. Austria. Players scrambling to get into their positions. Oh, and Almendras having to use his offhand.
Using his left hand for that tip. This time switching speed, switching direction here. SAVOUGE waiting for his down-the-line attacks in cross-court.
You know he's in a groove after how he performed in the end of set 2.
2 aces.
Again, the first ball. Austria doing the same with the left. Naibalik. Isa pa, Torres off the block.
SAVOUGE really needs to step up in this third set. You could see Crisscross very fluid in their movements. Of course, that block did go outside, but you see the momentum is still on the side of Crisscross.
One all. Polvorosa goes to Glorioso. And Gian converts.
You did mention this earlier, Dip. Gian being the player of the game for the Crisscross King Crunchers. Good blocking coming from him, but also the attacking, much improvement.
Antonio. Glorioso couldn't send it in.
Antonio going for that cross-court attack, targeting Gian.
De Pedro is on the floor, and Torres will be the one to serve for the Spin Doctors. Imperial, no look set to Sanama.
Sanama being one of the lethal weapons from SAVOUGE on that right pin. The block a bit too far off the net in that rally.
Short serve. Ish to Rex. Off the block. Magpayo confirms to his team that he got a touch. So no challenge will be
called. Yep.
Oh, Saura.
Yep.
Sending it short.
Also the toss a bit too low.
Norwell Sanama has played well for SAVOUGE Aesthetics in this game.
Yep. Very consistent as well.
Polvorosa goes to Almendras. Popped up by Enon.
Lack of first action in that sequence. Too much power in that attack.
Garcia with 6 points. All on attacks. Again, Imperial and Magpayo connection.
Yep. Another broken block from the crisscross King Crunchers. That's Almendras and Rex.
That one sent back by De Pedro, who celebrates that point.
Easily read, yep. With a strut, of course, after blocking a Rex on that big quick attack.
Ganun dapat.
Yes, confidence.
2-point lead for the Spin Doctors.
And when crisscross needs that immediate side out-ish, leans to Nico Almendras, this time going down the line.
Five to 6 is the score. Imperial. Magpayo. Hindi kailangan ng buwelo.
Yep. A little bit too early, but still managing to score, targeting Francis for that cross-court attack.
Yeah, that ball wasn't going anywhere except to Magpayo, so lucky break for them that crisscross wasn't able to cover. Saura. Magpayo got a touch.
Yep, it's a good touch. It's a good touch coming from Magpayo.
Effort there by Antonio, but hindi na naabutan.
It's a first kill from Francis coming from the back row.
Lead down to a point for SAVOUGE. It's a foot fault.
Foot fault, but ish. In the right position for defense. Yep, fault on that back row attack.
Tied game at 7-all.
Ooh.
Torres.
Yep.
Puts SAVOUGE up by 1, and we go to the first technical timeout.
Back inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center in San Juan City. Trailing in this match are the Spin Doctors, and one of the players they are counting on is Shawi Caritativo. And more about Shawi, he was born and raised in Rosales, Pangasinan. Started his volleyball career at the age of 11 in Balincanawan Elementary School. Grade 5 pa lang open spiker na siya, but His first love, his first sport was actually athletics, track and field. Competed as a high jumper. He believes this is what molded him to have strong legs and a high vertical at a young age. Ultimately, that's why he got recruited, and the lesson that he carries from the track to the hard court is the discipline and the belief in oneself, considering, of course, that it's an individual sport. Back to you, Dip and Jamie.
Thank you, Baileys, for that report. Maganda siguro mag 100-meter dash si Shawi tsaka si Baileys. No? Dahil Baileys
gotta see
also
that.
former athlete in the athletics. Pole vault daw. Si Shawi kanina, kaya rin tumalon eh, kaso medyo mababa lang yung LED. 8-all. Kept alive by Ish.
Good save.
Free ball. Sakto lang. And it's a point. It's like Almendras measured it
Yes.
exactly.
Very questionable on that third contact. While the ball was still in the air, Dip, I was already assuming it was very short.
Ooh. And Dionis just couldn't get it. De Pedro
Yep,
with a cut shot.
the Pedro going for that zone 2 in front of the 10-foot line. Also, the set was a bit too tight, but still managed to score.
Garcia.
Good spot coming from Jude Garcia. The defense a bit too close and in front on that corner pocket of zone 5.
10-9. Here in set 3, Imperial goes to Antonio. That's out.
Sails out, going down the line.
Two-point lead for the King Crunchers. Torres, naabangan ni Intal. They keep it alive. Antonio, reset for the yellow shirts. Torres puts it away.
With enough spin on that A-quick attack. They need this momentum. They need a spark plug. They are down 2 sets, targeting Gian on that A-quick.
Polvorosa goes back to Intal.
It's a quick side out for the crisscross King Crunchers. Ish going for Rex on this first attack here. Also good receive, be quick. Arpaio a bit late in that rally.
They go to Sanama, but good save by Almendras. Saura asking for a touch. None given. They will challenge. Coach Tai says, let's go for a block touch challenge.
It's on the back row attack of Francis.
King Crunchers are up by 2 points here in set number 3. Up by 2 sets as well. Let's take a look.
It's a clean attack going outside.
One-point lead for the King Crunchers. It's those errors.
Yes.
Really, the little things that are hurting the spin
Yep.
doctors.
This also happened in the second set with Sanama. The toss a bit too low. SAVOUGE already with 3 missed serves. Crisscross with 6.
They convert. Oh. Point was awarded to the King Crunchers, which is why they will challenge for a ball in, ball out.
So the back row attack of SAVOUGE. Ball in, ball out. Definitely inside.
So a successful challenge for the Spin Doctors after failing in their previous challenges in set 2. Again, similar story, Jamie, in the first 2 sets na dumidikit lang.
Very close.
But they have to do something different here in set 3 to steal a set. Almendras, though, has been unstoppable.
And also, he is the one that finishes off the rallies here. Ish Polverosa, already with 18 points so far in this match.
Almendras has been that hot. Sanama getting those timely points.
Back row attack coming from Sanama. The score 14-13, Crisscross up by 1.
Ish had to run after that second ball. Almendras couldn't get it.
Yep, a bit underneath the ball in that rally. Score is now 14-all.
Yeah. Magpayo with a serve. Ish. Saura.
Oof.
It's kept alive by SAVOUGE. Almendras had to extend a little. Back with the blue shirts. Back row from Jude. And the dive by Antonio. Long rally alert. Naibalik. Play continues. Chance for SAVOUGE. And they finally convert.
Beautiful exchanges between both squads. Quick reactions coming from SAVOUGE. And they do get that point.
Everybody flying. Look at that fake attack to a set by Imperial. De Pedro, as always, enjoying that one. Glorioso silences the other team immediately.
Breaking that block of SAVOUGE. A much needed side out, and you could see Crisscross not allowing SAVOUGE to gain any sort of momentum.
15-all. De Pedro.
Don't you just love when they do that? And it might hit their hand.
I will wait for the time that
What
it actually...
day?
We go to the second technical timeout. SAVOUGE Aesthetics up by 1.
So Jonathan Nang on your screens, president of Rubisco, of course supporting the Spikers Turf and the Crisscross King Crunchers.
And your favorite NBA superstars on NBA TV Philippines, also now available on Signal Play. Download the Signal Play app on the App Store and Google Play and subscribe now to catch all the action in this new NBA season. So a lot of sports happening, not just in the Philippines. across the globe, which you can catch on Pilipinas Live. $16 all. Almendras now with 19 points. 15 attacks, a block, and 3 aces. Sanama, all power on that spike.
Take a look at that elevation on his approach, that leap. Take a look at this replay here. The set also a bit inside as well, a combination play for SAVOUGE.
17 serving 16. Ish. To Garcia, finds the opening.
It's the same spot when he goes for that cross-court attack, zone 5, targeting the long balls here, the attacks that are very difficult to dig.
Benny Bagalay makes an appearance in the third set. Tasked to serve. Sanama again.
It's another combination play for the SAVOUGE squad. Just fooling the blocking here for the crisscross king crunchers. The middle blockers acting as a decoy in that sequence. Good
Garcia.
Set. Ooh, what a spot.
In between yellow shirts.
What a spot for Jude Garcia. Just icing that momentum for SAVOUGE. Also beautiful set coming from Ish and attacking above that block of SAVOUGE.
Changes for the King Crunchers. Asia is back as the setter, and he will serve. Imperial has been the main setter as of late for the Spin Doctors, and they get another point.
Yep. A quick side out for SAVOUGE. Makbayo on that B quick attack.
Norwell Sanama out of Compostela in the Davao region has been playing well in this game. Imperial gives it up to Antonio. Oh, dangerous for
Crucial moments. But they're asking for a check ball on that attack. A block touch challenge.
I'm just happy no one hit that ball in the stands. No one got hit by the ball, rather. Block touch challenge for SAVOUGE Aesthetics in this crucial juncture of the third set. The attack there by Antonio.
Take a look at this replay.
Ooh.
Close call. Looks like there's a no block touch.
So that is their first unsuccessful challenge here in set 3.
Yep.
They still have one more. Antonio will sit. Gamban will replace him. And another deadlock at 19 all.
Close third set.
Gamban gets it back. Dionis wanted the second ball. Chance for the King Crunchers. Almendras popped up by Dionis. Nilipat sa kabila. Sanama straight to Sumanggid. Garcia flies. And still saved. Kept alive by the Spin Doctors. We continue on. still alive. Asia chooses Almendras, the dig by Sanama. And somebody is down.
Yep. What a rally between both squads.
And Magpayo, I think, called for the crossing, arguing that he got pulled into the other court. Let's see.
This replay, yep.
Ooh. Ooh. They may have a case.
Yep.
And the first referee is saying, wait lang.
Gotta clarify first.
The referee Erlindo Eusebio discussing with the officials. That's something unusual. You don't really see that.
Yes, it's
And you can argue that there was momentum. Rex Intal was also might have done that because he also wanted to avoid crossing the line.
Right. Some clarification here.
Coach Sydney looking at the monitor. Coach Tai also looking there, checking the replay. And let's see what the final call will be.
So it's a net touch challenge called by SAVOUGE.
Now, SAVOUGE, they saw the replay, net touch is what they're asking for. I think they know that they won't get anything out of it. They just want to show the fact that Magpayo was pulled.
Yep.
Just making a statement, in other words.
Yes. And that was a beautiful rally that we witnessed.
Yeah, and it was still gonna go on. Boy pa eh. Incredible saves from both teams. Not to mention the attacks were also of quality.
Right. The attacks, the digs.
This could change the complexion of the game with this lull. Unfortunately, there is no challenge card that would ask you to yung mga ganong klaseng play, eh, no?
What would it be
The
called?
push and pull. Oh, and the referee, first referee Erlindo Eusebio will be the one to call for a challenge. And we've seen the referees, they have this challenge that they could actually use. Used on the most important plays that they deem could be a factor. Tignan natin. Play there by Intal. Nakangiti pa. And then he crossed his right foot, not entirely.
But it's not his entire foot.
And Magpayo stepped on his foot, which actually led to him falling down.
But it wasn't the entire foot of Rex.
So what will be the call here?
Captain, walang sinadya dun sa action na iyon. Ang intention yung alalayan lang. Nagkataon lang yung pagbagsak na, bumigay na siya. Walang intention, ha?
Imperial getting the word from our referee. Point is ultimately awarded to the King Crunchers.
But if Rex's entire foot was on the side of SAVOUGE,
it would have been a different story. So just purely incidental.
Yes.
It wasn't intentional at all. And
Right.
Magpayo tried to get that back, but could have been put out of his rhythm after
Right.
that play. Crisscross now up by 2. Timeout by the Spin Doctors.
Maganda yung performance natin. Dumidepensa tayo, sumasagot tayo sa mga eksena natin. So ngayon, 21-19, dalawa lang yan. Hanggat hindi pa nag-25 yan, marami pa tayong chance. Ha? Kayang-kaya. Bawi ka. Ha? Guys, alalay tayo ng receive para makabawi yung mga attackers natin. Pag may papalo, over tayo.
A positive timeout coming from Coach Sydney, telling her squad that they still have a chance. There's a lot of chances for their squad to extend this match. But for the Crisscross King Crunchers, they want to finish it off in 3 sets.
We resume. 21-19 is the score. Gamban!
What an attack. Finding that open space in between that block of the Crisscross King Crunchers.
Not yet out of it.
A bit too excited here.
There will be a change on the part of Crisscross. Gian Glorioso is, or was supposed to check in. But a wrong server. They're trying to fix the rotation, the positioning for
Right.
the Spin Doctors.
You can't afford any errors like this, especially with a score like this. They're down by 2 sets.
More clarifications being made on the side of SAVOUGE Aesthetics.
It's crucial that the rotation is correct.
And I think if this goes on to be a violation for SAVOUGE, it should be a point
Point for
automatically
Crisscross.
for the King Crunchers,
Yep.
which would put them up back by 2.
Yep.
So the score is adjusted here in the arena. So it's on your screens. The count is 22-20. Unfortunately, SAVOUGE with that lapse.
Yep. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't break their momentum here.
Yeah. Rexintal will serve. Imperial goes to De Pedro. Off the block and a point.
Yep. That did go outside the Pedro. Just icing the momentum of the Crisscross King Crunchers here. Targeting the hands of Isai in that sequence.
#21 serving 22. Asia,
Ooh, what a set.
back row to Jude Garcia.
Beautiful set coming from Asia. Actually looked like he was going to the open in that rally. But a lot of options. Jude Garcia, that back row attack.
2-point lead, 2 points away from taking this match. They put in Francis Sauda back on the floor. Spin Doctors will call for a timeout as we listen in.
Kayo na bahala. 21-23, napaka-doable na habulin. Kayang-kaya naman natin, kaso lang medyo may mga times talaga na sumasablay tayo sa error. Pero wag na tayo masyado mag-focus doon. Hanggat din 25, di pa yan tapos. Laban lang tayo. Let's go guys, let's go.
Crisscross just 2 points away of clinching this 3-set win against SAVOUGE. This is the last game of the preliminary round, and the semifinals start already on Wednesday.
Yeah. You have to admire the positivity still of Coach Sydney.
Right, right.
And she knows that they will meet again in the semifinals. So
Yes.
this is not the last chapter of this story.
Yep.
There will be more in the semifinals, as Jamie mentioned. We start the semis on Wednesday. Pepito keeps it alive. Both high balls. Chance for SAVOUGE. They go to Torres.
It's a beautiful execution coming from SAVOUGE. Torres being that middle blocker who goes up every sequence. A free ball coming from the King Crunchers. A quick attack.
Down by 1. Imperial will be the one to serve. Good receive. Sets up Saura. Gamban with the save. Oh! Confusion on the part of the spin doctors between Enon and Imperial.
This happened in that second set as well. I remember another miscue and an untimely miscue.
That's happened multiple times for them in this game. Sanama kept alive
Still
by
good.
Garcia. Look at him go. Superhuman things for Jude Garcia, getting that ball again. Glorioso ending it with the exclamation point for the King Crunchers.
What a finish for the crisscross King Crunchers. Gian Glorioso going for the 8 quick attack, but this time going for a tip, switching speed and direction in that rally.
The falling tip
Yep.
from Gian Glorioso, or the leaning tower of crisscross, I
Yep.
would say. But the King Crunchers take this one in straight sets on an extended third set because of the happenings
Yes.
there.
The breaks of the game.
Nonetheless, they will take it. They will meet again in the semifinals of the Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. The sets doesn't do justice because we saw SAVOUGE play hard. They had their chances, but just couldn't get one. And we will wrap this one up right after this break.
Hello, hello. Shout out, Tiro.
Back inside the Philoil Eco Oil Center in San Juan City, winning 3 sets crisscross over SAVOUGE Aesthetics. And with us, the player of the game, Nico Almendras, 19 points, 15 attacks. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you
Okay, so this finally ends our preliminary rounds. Tapos kailangan, importante yung panalo to para sa inyo to gain momentum moving forward. Your thoughts on this?
Siguro ginawa lang namin yung kung ano yung napanood namin sa SAVOUGE. Kung ano yung pinag-trainingan namin, siguro nilabas lang namin dito sa game.
So we look forward to your stint sa playoffs. Ano pa yung mga adjustments yun na kailangan nyo i-work on, trabahuhan?
Siguro yung mga unforced error namin na kagaya ng attack points namin kasi doon kami medyo nagkakaproblema eh. And yung service namin, then yung defense at blockings namin. Yun naman yung importante sa volleyball eh.
For crisscross, ano yung pinakaabangan namin coming into the playoffs?
Siguro, yun pa rin. Siguro mag-a-adjust lang kami kung ano yung
mapapanood namin. At magdadagdag lang kami ng siguro konting adjustment sa first attack namin.
Okay, so Nico, baka may mga gusto kang batiin?
Siguro thank you kay Lord na nakuha namin panalo, and binabati ko yung family ko sa Batangas, si Mama, si Papa, yung asawa ko, si Justin. Mag-ingat kayo dyan.
Alright, your player of the game from Criss, Nico Almendras. Back to you, Dip and Jamie.
Thank you, Baileys. And there you have it, your player of the game, Nico Almendras, joining in the Criss King Crunchers. His first conference with a contender, and they move on to the semifinals, Jamie.
That's right, Almendras managed to score 19 points, 15 from attacks. This is a good momentum boost before entering the semifinals. But a lot of bright spots, I would say, coming from SAVOUGE. They just need to work on their unforced errors. With the set stats here on your screens, 19 attacks for Criss and 18 coming from the Spin Doctors. Like you see here on your screen, the Spin Doctors had 9 errors in that set. No blocks coming from Criss, but they did manage to have less than 5 errors in that set.
Those errors really hurt SAVOUGE.
Right.
Aesthetics, of course, Nico was talking about stuff that they will review, but maybe just little adjustments because they were playing well all throughout the elimination round.
That's right, just minor tweakings for them and also for SAVOUGE before the games next week. But so far, so good. And yeah, the last day of the preliminary round.
Yeah, just like that happened in over a month, I think, a couple of months of eliminations. And we are down to the last 4 standing in the semifinals, which will happen on Wednesday, still here at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center in San Juan. Those 4 teams, and of course, with the addition of our guest team from Japan, Kondogumi Hyogo, will be the 5th team to join. And that's the lineup: FEU versus Criss at 4, SAVOUGE versus Signal at 6. On behalf of our courtside reporter, Bailey Sakot, my partner, Jamie La Victoria, this is Dip Tipiaco saying thank you for watching the Spikers Surf Invitational Conference. We'll see you in the semis this Wednesday, still here on Signal TV.